Welcome back to the Hustle broadcast. It's Tuesday, so you know it's everything about basketball today. We kick off with college basketball. We talk about James Wiseman and Memphis, what they should do. Kentucky goes down to Evansville. One of the biggest upset, probably the biggest upset of the year. So who's really the best team in the country? And the two main tournaments going down next weekend, the Maui and the Battle for Atlantis. So let's get into it.
Right. Well, after that we got NBA talk.
Yes,
But right now NCAA.
Yes.
Starting off kicking off James Wiseman,
What you think?
looking like out for the season because of the NCAA rules. That whole Penny Hardaway issue, helping him move down there, get him situated. Apparently you can't do that.
For guys who not know what we're talking about, James Wiseman, number one recruit, Penny Hardaway coached him in high school, helped James move to Memphis while he was in high school, way before Penny took the job at Memphis. While
he was his AAU coach.
While he was his AAU coach and high school coach. Upwards towards $11,000 he helped him out with moving. And then it turns out Penny got the job at Memphis and got him to come with him. So the NCAA ruled Penny a booster for Memphis since he went there and gave them money throughout the years. So I heard a couple of different things throughout different shows and stuff. Mm-hmm. And one was interesting that the only person I really heard that said he will play again this year is Jay Bilas. And this will get hearing in court within the next couple of weeks.
Right. Well, they dropped the law. He dropped the lawsuit on the NCAA, hopefully, just to make less conflict so it can speed things up with the process.
And people are asking why Penny did play him after the first initial ruling of suspending him. And it's not that they did, but they told Memphis that you should probably sit him till we clear this up. Mm-hmm. And Penny was like, no, if we don't have to, we're going to play him.
Right. But that is your best player.
Yeah.
Best player in the country, probably, most likely.
So we'll see what goes down. I think everybody's mostly in agreement that James should be able to play.
He should be able to, but it's looking like 95% no.
Yeah,
for the year.
It's looking.
So what do you think he should do?
For him right now, it's hard for him to just be like, okay, pack up and go play somewhere overseas.
Right.
It's hard because those leagues are in the middle of the season.
Mm-hmm.
The best thing, honestly, James can do, if he's allowed to stay around the team, I think he does that. Of course, he can't be at games or anything, but if he can be there at the facilities working out, and why not hire a trainer then?
Right.
You can't play.
Focus on yourself.
Yeah.
You're going to get healthy.
Go hire your agent, get a trainer, get some money in your pocket. And stay in school though, cause you're in school. You can use those facilities still. Mm-hmm. So use that to your advantage. If he's not allowed to play, I say stay in school, get yourself an agent, and go from there.
Well, the thing is, with his projection in the draft right now, even if he doesn't play for the year,
he's not dropping out of top 3.
No, obviously, he doesn't even need to stay in school for those benefits. He could go somewhere, get an agent, and he'll get a hookup from
he can go out to
if
the
he
West
goes
Coast,
and signs the deal right away. Nike will help him out. Adidas will help him out. He'll be fine. Gatorade, anything like that. I don't really think that is a major issue for him. It's just playing time against quality opponents. Like you said, he can't necessarily go overseas yet right now, halfway through the season with all that. So he's left with not much in terms of options. Now, if he did go overseas, I don't think a team would turn him down halfway through the year. It would be an interesting way to sign a contract like that for a 6-month span. But he could get that done, I'm sure, with the pull he would bring in, especially if he went and played with LaMelo.
Especially if he went to go play with LaMelo. Because RJ Hampton's team's actually pretty good. LaMelo's team was bombing the league last year before LaMelo got there this year, but they're still struggling. And it looked like they're still looking for players because Jello Ball did practice with the team the other week, kind of like a mini tryout. But I for sure think James can go and hop on that team if he needed to.
100%.
But I think the biggest problem is not for James, but for Memphis. Mm-hmm. Without James Wiseman, I don't think really anybody can. They take it. They still got maybe 7, still 100 recruits on their roster. Mm-hmm. But without that main player, that go-to guy that you already know how good he is, I don't think people really talking Final Four anymore.
Right.
It's that who can consistently step up and provide a 15 to 16 point per game.
Without him, it's not even the points necessarily. It's more rebounding
No,
and
rebound
defense.
and defense.
That's going to be the biggest loss for this year. Now, my take on it, for me, it feels almost like a hidden blessing in disguise for Memphis. I feel going forward, recruits are going to love Penny Hardaway and what he does for people. And he's seeing all this with all this chatter about him. I think the next 2 or 3 years, his recruiting is going to be top 3.
And looking right now, James did lead Memphis in points and rebounds.
Right. Well, I mean, they were still playing.
Yeah,
strong.
and nobody was averaging over 13 though.
That game,
which is still
he was suspended and then brought back in. I remember betting on that spread because it still got stuck at only 20.
Yeah,
they won by like 60.
Yeah. So speaking of that though, and Memphis and all that, Kentucky, another team that just loaded with talent this year, goes down to Evansville at home after a nice win over Michigan State in the opening week.
Well, they were, I'm sure, hungover from that.
Yeah, and I think college basketball is a lot different than college football is. You really don't want that pressure of being number one early in the season.
Yeah.
Kids still find their way, especially in college basketball. A lot of new faces every year, trying to get that momentum and chemistry down. I don't think Evansville isn't a bad team, but there's no way they show one at Kentucky. But Coach Cal, he knows that team did not come to play. It looked like a freshman team.
They are. Yeah, freshman. They're young.
No defense was played, and a couple guys came out after the game and said, "You know what? That's our fault. We didn't come to play. We didn't play defense whatsoever."
Right.
So the freshmen know what's up, and I'm not really too concerned about it at all.
No, I wouldn't be. I mean, it shakes things up, and it's interesting. It's more of a, so we're going to talk about who's the best in the country.
Yeah.
And then you kind of think, like, there is no Kentucky team of old with Anthony Davis. There's none head and shoulder heels above everyone else.
Before the season started, let's go right into that then. Before the season started, I think everybody thought Michigan State was the best team.
That's what they said.
Deepest team. But a lot of people didn't know was when Josh Langford got hurt. They're like, okay, that's a loss, but he'd be back.
He is points.
Can there's some freshmen step up and get those points. But as far as consistently shooting from the outside, Michigan State is missing those key three-point shooters.
Well, they are. I think it's partially to do with the line getting moved back because we saw the same regression for a year after it moved back.
Okay.
The last time.
So you think it's the line?
I think it's partially the line because they were missing wide open threes in their first game of the year. I think it's the line, obviously. Missing your star offensive player. Scoring-wise is out. But you still got Cassius Winston, who seems like a senior. He seems, I know, and he seems like he has great vision and knows where his guys are.
And speaking of Michigan State, that last game they had against Seton Hall was just unbelievable. They won by 3 at Seton Hall, which true road game at Seton Hall is not.
It's a tough schedule to start.
Yeah, for sure.
Like,
and
what the heck?
Myers Powell for Seton Hall, who didn't even warm up in the game, they didn't think he was going to play, ended up playing and scoring 37 on him.
Jeez.
And for a Tom Izzo team to let one person almost score 40 is unheard of.
Right.
So, I mean, giving up so many 3 points isn't bad. I think the defense can step up a little bit more for Michigan State, but it's the shooting. It's the outside shooting.
I just think it's the pressure of that number 1 seed at the beginning of the year. I think when we're going into March, Michigan State will be the team to beat. They are the deepest, and if everyone's healthy, the most reliable with the ball. They won't turn it over nearly as much as others.
What other 2 or 3 teams you think can also be the best team in the country in March?
I've got teams that you think of, but also concerns for them. I got Duke, Louisville, 2 ACC teams. You can't even forget about North Carolina in there. And then we don't even know what Virginia is really capable of this year. But my 2 concerns for both Duke and Louisville is the bench and how deep they can go. They're only playing 7 guys.
Yeah. And I think a team with Duke is, again, something that you don't hear Duke having a problem with, but it's the problem the past 2 years is the outside shooting. Mm-hmm. Super athletic teams now, and Coach K is getting those 5 stars consistently like Kentucky.
Well, yeah.
But the shooters are not there. The consistency is not there from the outside. Right. Another team I kind of like and nobody's talking about, and I think nobody's giving respect out west is to the Pac-12. Arizona,
right.
Arizona is looking good. They blasted Illinois at home. And Illinois is supposed to make a big jump this year in the Big Ten. And their two freshmen is looking good out there. And I think Arizona, don't be surprised at the end of the year if they're maybe not a 1 seed, but a 2 and 3 seed, and run away with the Big 12.
I would 100% see them at 3.
So another team.
I mean, we got Maryland on there too.
Maryland, and they haven't got tested much yet.
I think they could get a 1 seed at the end of the year. I don't think they would do well in the tournament.
Okay, definitely. Cause Maryland wins the Big Ten. That's a 1 seed.
Right.
But another thing is, I think North Carolina, once they find out the second player who can be that Robin to Cole Anthony, I think they can be very dangerous because Cole Anthony's looking like the best point guard in the country, without a doubt.
True.
So with that going ahead, next weekend, let's start with Battle for Atlantis. Down in the Bahamas, we got North Carolina who's down there. We got North Carolina versus Bama, Michigan versus Iowa State, Gonzaga versus Southern Mississippi, and Seton Hall versus Oregon are the first round games.
Right.
So out of the first round games, probably the best one would be Michigan versus Iowa State. Two teams who you really don't know much about. You know, Iowa State, who can step up, who can lead them and score, and can they be one of the top teams in the Big 12? And with Michigan, with Juwan Howard and that new offense, and if you watch Michigan play from last year to this year, or even the whole John Beilein era, the offense is totally different. They play super fast.
They want to go NBA style.
Yeah, it's an NBA style positionless basketball with only like John Tessie as a center, who's really just playing one position. Everybody else is playing multiple positions on that team. It's fun. It's fun basketball to watch, but their defense can get sloppy at times, and so can the passing, which you never see under John Beilein. Like their first game, Xavier Simpson had 7 turnovers. I don't know if they averaged like 3 turnovers a game last year. But I think a team I really like in there, who I think can make a little noise, is Gonzaga if they win it.
True.
Coming out,
they're already top 10 preseason.
Yeah, and I don't think that a lot of people are talking about them. I think people are expecting
Gonzaga's going to do that 30-win thing they always do.
Win the conference, yeah. But, I mean, coming out, Michigan and Iowa State is an interesting game. I think North Carolina would beat Bama in the first round.
Yeah.
I think Oregon would beat Seton Hall in the first round.
Really? Well, yeah, Oregon does have talent. I mean, this is a deeper bracket that I've seen for an Atlanta.
And Seton Hall just played Michigan. Michigan beat them at home. But Seton Hall did have 1 or 2 players hurt. They're not completely healthy right now.
Right.
But if they go to the Bahamas completely healthy, they might get that first round win. But I like Oregon with the depth and the senior point guard they got. But I think coming out, though, and I think Michigan can get the win over Iowa State. But I don't see them beating North Carolina.
No. I mean, it's North Carolina's to lose.
Yes.
But with these early tournaments, you never know.
You never know. It's honestly who's going to catch fire, honestly.
So I am just curious what team is going to just be prepared for this longer 3-point line. I think that team's going to go farthest in the tournament at the end of the year.
So who you got in this tournament?
I got North Carolina winning.
North Carolina beating Gonzaga?
Yeah. Well, actually, North Carolina beating Seton Hall was what I have.
North Carolina beating Seton Hall?
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to take Gonzaga beating North Carolina.
I've got the best game for this tournament, though. I could see Iowa State giving North Carolina a big game.
I said that opposite. I got Gonzaga beating North Carolina in the championship.
Gotcha.
In that tournament.
All right. Next one's Maui Jim.
Maui. Tournament we love.
Maui Jim, Maui.
So in that tournament, we have Georgia versus Dayton, Vod Tech versus Michigan State, Kansas versus Chaminade, and BYU versus UCLA. Honestly, I think everybody's just looking for if Michigan State and Kansas can get to that championship versus each other.
Oh, yeah.
But
I mean, that would be a good matchup. God.
But don't sleep on Georgia, man. Tom
Crean. He pulls recruits.
He's getting recruits down in Georgia, second year.
It's kind of just weird, you know?
And knowing Michigan State, who's very vulnerable right now, who's not really, that rotation's not really set right now.
Right.
They might have a little trouble with Vod Tech at the game 1. So I think Kansas definitely has the easiest road to get there, facing Shamrock and then the winner of BYU UCLA.
Yeah.
But after that, I think the top is very interesting. Even a Dayton team who always competes every year, I think the top is very interesting. I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna take Michigan State though to win that.
Are you?
I'm gonna take Michigan.
I'm gonna
State.
take Kansas.
You gonna take Kansas?
I'm gonna take Kansas. I almost want to give love to Georgia though.
If Georgia makes it to the championship game, that will help out the SEC a lot too. And if Georgia can make some noise down there, that will help tremendously.
Right.
And even
the SEC is always just Kansas. The Pac is always just Arizona.
And for UCLA to be down there, they don't have much.
They don't have much.
I think they.
What should they do for coaching? Should they get rid of Steve?
No, Steve is gone. They have the coach of old Cincinnati's coach. First year.
Never mind. I'm stuck in the past.
Sharif O'Neal, first year, was supposed to play last year, had the heart condition, but he's back this year. The UCLA team is very deep, but no go-to player, no guy you're saying who's going to be in a lottery or even first-round pick.
Right.
But that can be a very solid team. We can finish top 3 in the Pac-12, I believe. But, I mean, they should win game 1 against BYU, and if they can put up a fight against Kansas, I think that would be good for them.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, I'm gonna go State with that one. And I got
Kansas.
You got Kansas?
Yep.
All right. So that's it for the college basketball, but we're going to go straight into the NBA. Talking about what we should expect from Boston going forward. Clippers get PG back. So what does that mean, and what does that mean from their starting 7-5? Who's a front runner for MVP? LeBron. Is it his to lose? Lakers. Talk about the Lakers and the effort right now, and they're riding last 9 games at 8-1. And is Andrew Wiggins finally coming to develop and be the Andrew Wiggins we thought he would be a couple years ago? So let's start Boston.
Starting off hot.
Best record in the league. Sitting at 8-1, 9-1.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're
I'm very shocked the way they're starting. I thought they'd be a very good team, not this early.
Right.
The way they are scoring the ball evenly out throughout the starting lineup is great.
Yep.
But for them to take that next step, I still believe somebody has to come forward and be that go-to guy.
You want it to be Jason Tatum.
You want it to be, and he had game winner.
Shave your beard. Oh my God.
He had that game winner against the Knicks. But as far as late game situations, they are going to Kemba a lot still.
Kemba is clutch.
Yeah.
I like Gordon Hayward in those situations. He's got options, which is what I love.
And Gordon Hayward will be out for a couple weeks. 6 to 8 weeks with that injury, but we'll be back short about All-Star break. But
oh yeah.
Yeah, so I think Boston with Milwaukee not looking that good, just trying to find a rhythm first part of the year. I think Boston's gonna end it with the 1-2 seed for sure, I think.
After that start?
Yeah.
I think they are the real deal.
And I think they're the real deal, but they're the real deal to make the finals.
Can they get?
I think they can get to the finals. I don't think they can win the finals though. That's the separation right there.
Oh, I don't see an East team winning the finals. For the next few years.
So I think it's the real deal.
Mm-hmm.
I think the size is a concern though. For the front court, they're a little undersized. Robert Williams without
Al Horford too.
Robert Williams is a good shot blocker, but he's still undersized, staying at 6'9", 6'10".
They have to play Daniel Tice a lot, which is a problem.
Enes Kanter, who's not going to give you anything defensively.
True.
They're a little undersized, so they might have to go out and get a shot blocker during the deadline. But as far as that, they got shooting, they got depth at the guard.
Mm-hmm. How would you feel about a trade for Steven Adams?
If they could pull it off, that'd be great.
Maybe you might have to throw in Jaylen Brown.
And
a pick.
I don't know if I'm going to give it Jaylen Brown for Steven Adams, but I think I can get that production for somewhere else cheaper. But if I can give you Robert Williams, a Romeo Langford,
or a Carson Edwards.
Or Carson Edwards, yeah. And another pick. If you want a first round, I'll give you a future first round.
Mm-hmm.
And I definitely take that. Who Steven Adams under contract for a couple more years.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I know the cap will work out this year and next year.
They got Kemba's big contract.
They gave Jaylen Brown that
They still have
extension.
Gordon Hayward for one more year. On that.
So I don't know how the cap will work out with the Jaylen Brown extension.
Right.
Now, if they put him in the trade, I think it'll work out fine.
I don't see a ceiling for Jaylen Brown that is worth that money. You know what I mean?
Jaylen Brown is, and you really don't even know what position he really plays because
he's undersized 3. Because I don't see him shooting enough to be the 2, and he doesn't handle the ball well enough to be the 1. And he's very athletic.
In college, he was a 3 who was you never undersized in college if you're just good.
Right.
But he played 3. He even played some 4 in college. But in the NBA, he looks like a shooting guard. but with the athleticism of a small forward, he can guard anybody.
Yeah, he's like tiny Giannis.
Yeah, and like his
Tiny
shooting
Giannis.
has to be consistently. I necessarily don't even like him in the starting lineup.
Oh,
most
no.
times,
Right.
I would go if they could go big and had Jason Tatum at the 2 and the way Gordon Hayward play if he comes back, have him at the 3.
I'd rather have Gordon Hayward at the 2, but
Either way,
it wouldn't really matter.
But I got Gordon Hayward's back to that. Before he got hurt, he was back at that All-Star
Oh,
level.
finally, right?
So speaking of guys on injury, coming back from injury, Paul George
Paul George
came back first 2 games on fire.
put up 37 on 20 minutes.
Yeah,
That's
so
nuts. I think he had 6 3-pointers. He was like 6 for 11 from 3.
and
Which
he
is
has
what- which is what you want to
and
see.
him and Kawhi have not.
They still haven't played together
They haven't
because
played together, right?
it was another.
Late
But he
game.
actually got hurt this time
Kawhi.
with a knee. Yeah,
So they still haven't played a 4 game with each other.
I guess his first game. Never mind, he was sitting.
Yeah, the
But
first
then they
game,
came out with,
Yeah.
no, he's actually hurt, so he won't play the next game either.
So
So they might have to wait till they get back home off the road trip.
I think Paul George would be a nice addition. Lose no beat, especially when Kawhi comes back.
Right. Well, the problem with the Clippers for the year, the reason they have 5 losses is scoring. Because Lou Williams is doing everything he
Yeah.
can to give you 25, 20, whatever he can.
But that one game when Kawhi was out, they did give up a lot of points defensively to the Pelicans. And I think Doc has to find a good rotation now that Paul George is back because now somebody has to move out the starting lineup. And that's will fluctuate your rotation a little bit. And you just have to get guys to buy in the position that they come in off the bench. Right, this is your job. You're defending. You're a shooter. You do this. You do that. Okay, now you have plenty of scorers now. Now, late games when they play bigger teams, can you end the game with Lou Will, Paul George, Kawhi, and Pat Bev all at the same court at the same time? I don't think so. I don't think you can.
I think you need Montrezl Harrell in there.
I don't think you can end games with Pat Beverly. I think you just have to put Lou Will at the 1.
It depends what you need at a Pat, you know? Because he will be a dog
Yeah.
on defense. Because, I mean, when they played Houston and James Harden was talking,
Yeah,
Pat Bev
yeah.
was talking, and he got kicked out with 6 fouls on a bogus call, but he was talking that Pat Bev doesn't actually guard. And then the
Russ did say that after the
did say-
game. He
the
said
the
Pat Bev.
stats disagree with 0 for 6 and 4 turnovers.
And I totally disagree with Russ. Pat Bev does guard, and he would guard anybody. And
He guards LeBron.
You saw that late. He guarded LeBron game 1 in the playoffs last year. He guarded KD the whole time. And I just think with Pat Bev, if his 3-point percentage is down from last year. He shot like a 42% last year. It's down to like 36 right now. So
Right.
if he can get that up towards the 40s.
With Paul George coming back, I don't even think you need him to.
But let's say
I don't think you need him shooting that often.
Pat Bev. No. But you have to respect that 3.
Right.
Those guys
On open,
yeah.
I'm give him an open 3 off a catch. I don't
Yeah.
think he's ever gonna. He shouldn't have to pull up.
My concern with the only concern with the Clippers is I think everybody's looking at it as what's the conference finals? Lakers versus Clippers. And like the first game, they did great. They doubled down AD every time. But now the Lakers are finding the offense with AD, not just posting him every time. Give it to him the high block so he can face him. Give it to him on the wing. Let him go work.
Well-
Can the Clippers guard that in the playoffs?
Right.
With the size they got, I'm not sure.
Well, they said at the beginning of the year they're gonna run it through AD, but the more I watch the Lakers play, the more I still think it's starting with LeBron.
And the games I watch, I think it's completely through AD. I think the couple of last games, LeBron's been way more aggressive than he's been.
He's pulling up mid range a lot
And
3. He's pulling up a lot of deep threes.
and knowing Frank Vogel offense, and I was completely wrong at the beginning of the season because I thought they would run a similar attack to Jason Kidd's offense that he did with the Bucks or even the Nets. But no, it's 2 big guys. Pound low, just like Frank Vogel did with David West and
Roy Hibbert.
They pound down low. So now I said David West, that's Anthony Davis who can do a lot more.
Well, yeah.
And
David
I just
West
think,
was a pick and pop expert.
yeah.
though.
So I think knowing that the offense right now is just steady. Kuzma's coming back is a big help.
Well, your biggest advantage is transition offense. That is
Yes.
where you guys exceed.
So I think in the pace, but the pace we're playing at is bottom half of the league. We are not playing fast.
Again, it's a Frank
Yeah.
Vogel offense. I mean,
It's not fast.
LeBron pushes when he can, but when he gets into that offense, it looks like Frank Vogel's where they were
Yeah.
averaging only 95 a game.
And right now, they're only sitting at, the last time I heard, they were seeing 26 in the league at 3-point percentage. which I think would jump.
Hopefully, LeBron's isn't that high. Right
No,
now.
LeBron's not that high. AD's isn't that high. The only person really high on there is Danny Green. Even Avery Bradley.
But they're not getting enough shots.
Avery Bradley.
I think they need more love.
So I think in transition they can get more threes. But I mean, we nitpicking, but they are 8-2. Best record in the West.
They look. If I was going to play anyone right now, I would not pick the Lakers first.
It's almost scary talking about the Clippers. Remember, the Clippers are 7-5, so
but they still haven't been complete all year.
Yeah, but the Lakers, talking about what they can do, still improving, and they're sitting on 8-2, 9-2.
That chemistry for AD and LeBron does look beautiful. So,
and especially Rondo. Rondo's playing games here and there. He's not playing back-to-back, so still not completely healthy.
Mm-hmm.
And Avery Bradley is out for 2 to 4 weeks with that knee injury. Pope was struggling every game to the last game.
Right.
He had a nice 15-point game. Shot 55% from the field. Like, he played great in the starting role. But I think the Lakers are set. I think they're the only team in the NBA that I can say that are set on the rotation in the lineup.
Sure.
Like, they know, okay, you're the point guard, you're the shooting guard, blah, 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 and these are the backups. So if you get hurt, this guy's starting for you. So it's not like, I don't think Kuz will start this year unless AD or LeBron's resting. So I think Kuz will be constantly the 6th man off the bench, which is fine. I think that should be his role.
I'd like to see Kuz at the 3.
Or
4. Put him at LeBron at the 3. But
here's the thing: in late games,
AD doesn't want to play center.
In late games, Kuz will finish the games at the 4 with AD at the 5.
Right.
Get LeBron at the 3, but get 2 other shooters like Avery Bradley and Danny Green.
Yeah, you need those 2 out there. LeBron's running point.
And so
Danny Green's on the.
And so it'll be trouble.
But positionless.
Exactly.
Regardless. So LeBron, your MVP so far? No.
Nah,
Who?
I don't know if he's probably 3rd on my list.
Really? Who you got?
James Harden's my MVP right now. Really, I hate to say it. James is balling right now.
He's balling.
And the one person that will be up there if his team wasn't losing as much is Kyrie, but his team's just not helping him out.
What about Luka Doncic?
Luka too, because the teams
I'm looking at player efficiency rating for both of them, and Luka and James Harden are very similar. James Harden is only shooting 0.6% better than Giannis from 3. I don't know what that tells you, but to me, it's taking every bad shot possible. It's the worst looking offense I've ever seen.
I think
he's averaging 38, but it's so bad. He's shooting 16 free throws a game.
I just think
I don't think you can give it to him, man. I don't like it.
I think there's nobody else to give it to right now but James Harden. I think
It depends
honestly,
on the
people
season.
might not like it, but I like his game. Like people might say he shoots too many free throws, it's boring, so it's a game down. But like that's his game.
That's
And
his
if you
game.
can't stop it, you can't stop it.
True.
And so he's averaging 39 right now. And it's not like he's just shooting; he's averaging 7.8 assists too. On top of that, and it's crazy numbers.
I think he's got a lot of turnovers though. Because
I
I was looking at it and I thought Luka would be up there, but I think he's got like 6 turnovers a game.
And
There, I got it. But regardless,
he's averaging a lot. 5.
Yeah, I mean
5.5.
Giannis is still up there he's got 30 points a game.
Giannis
is up there. Dame Lillard up there.
Dame.
They got to win more though.
Yeah, they gotta win more. They gotta find something. Speaking of, I got too excited the other day. We're not talking about this.
And I forgot to mention Giannis. James Harden's shooting almost 42% from the field. Giannis is shooting 58%. And he's at least putting pressure from 3, shooting, I think, like 32%, 36%, whatever it is. He's only shooting like 4.5 a game, but...
And another thing I want to talk about before though. Local sports that I saw on Twitter today. A little local for the Madians.
Oh, Victor.
Victor was in Fort Wayne today practicing with the Madians trying to come back to the Pacers.
He's going to play.
I don't think he's going to play.
He's not going to play.
I don't want anybody to
He's
get
just
excited in Fort Wayne. I don't expect Victor to play in upcoming weekend in Fort Wayne, but he's here practicing with the team trying to get ready to come back. Another thing that got me excited about 2 nights ago, speaking of Dame and that I win more, he's back. Melo. Back in the NBA.
I forgot.
Back in the NBA. I was excited. It's about time. He should make his first appearance Tuesday.
How many
Is it
minutes?
Tuesday?
How many minutes do you think he's going to get? I only see 12.
You think about 12?
Yeah, I think that's it.
It's interesting. All right, okay. They play tomorrow night. People don't think he would play tomorrow night. They play at Houston. They said more realistically, he would play at New Orleans his first game, or maybe the Bucks on Thursday. All those, but the next 3 games are on TV. So if Melo does play, we will see. I think it's a great move. It's not typically the move I would make for Portland, because I think
enough scorers, right?
I've been saying at the beginning that I thought Portland should be in the trade market for Kevin Love. Okay, Kevin Love doesn't
That
need the
seems
ball.
fair. I don't love the Whiteside pickup. I don't see it.
I mean,
We got Nurkic out,
who would be back in a
and
month.
he's a more complete player, offensively especially.
So
I don't know.
I think Melo can bring a lot to this team. I mean, Whiteside's averaging 12 rebounds right
Right.
now, leading the team, which is a lot. But
Man, I don't know.
I think
Defense is going to be a struggle for them this year.
they need guards who step up and help scoring. Because Dame Lillard and CJ McCollum are playing 37, 38 minutes a game right now, which is a lot at the beginning. That's a heavy load.
Well, so is AD, so is LeBron. I mean,
Yeah.
look at it.
I think
A lot of people are doing
people are trying to get out to good starts, trying to play catch up later in the season.
True.
But I think Melo can bring shooting. He's been working out for the past year and a half. He's in shape. He looks good. He's slimmer. He definitely can be a catch and shoot guy for him who can space the floor. It's like can
he just do that? Though?
Can he still be that player who you can give to on the high block, mid range, couple dribbles, fadeaway jump shot, give him 15 a game. If Melo can come out and give him 12 to 15 a game, that's a plus.
Here's what I want to see from Melo for the year: is 6th Man of the Year candidate.
Okay.
He doesn't have to win. I just want him to be
In the talk.
coming off the bench and giving them good numbers, 20 points. I want 20 a game.
And me thinking that is the best option to bring Melo off the bench, or is it to start him?
You can't start him.
You can't start him.
Not with Damian and CJ both there. I mean, that's just that again. There's no help from the bench for scoring.
I mean, Rodney Hood right now is playing 29 minutes, putting up 12 points. Alfred Simpson, a young guy they drafted, basically straight out of high school, he played 5th year at IMG Academy, is finally getting some time, and he's averaging 11 points behind Dame and CJ. But besides those 2 guards, I mean, Kent Bazemore is not giving you much. With
No, and what's the front court doing?
Whiteside with 15 and 12. Zach Collins averaging 9 and 4, which I think he can give you more.
Mm-hmm.
And they have it's just the young guys. The backcourt, the front court is kind of young in some ways behind Whiteside right now, but the big guys can't stretch the floor, and that's the problem.
No, but now that's just got me thinking. This has nothing to do with anything, but what would be really fun and interesting would be a trade for Blake Griffin. I think that fit would be great in Portland.
Especially with the extension Blake Griffin's doing to his game, shooting threes a lot more. And that's why I thought K-Love would always be the perfect place for him in Portland.
Right.
And I think, okay, let's say this, though. I think I'm looking at this the wrong way. Because I think we're looking at Melo as a 3. And he's not a 2. No,
he's a 2.
He's a 4.
A 4?
Melo can't guard guards anymore. He's
He
too
can't
slow.
guard anyone.
When he was in the Knicks, besides his first year, all the other years, he was playing the forward position. He was playing power forward.
That
Undersized forward.
was years ago.
But okay, but not. How many fours are really playing down low? A lot of fours are stretch.
Like Derek Favors.
I think the only way, if you need to start Melo, if you start him at the 4, I think that could be great. Having Whiteside, nobody's taking up space now. Could not if you have Whiteside and Zach Collins both starting, CJ and Dame, they're shooting a lot of pull-up jump shots, what they usually do, but they can't get to the hole because it's clogged up.
They bring out Whiteside for pick and roll from the top of the key a lot. So it gives Dame room to do work, and if they can get Melo in the corner, is where he needs to be, because he really does need to be a catch and shoot player, because he is money when he's shooting.
So speaking of that guy who's shooting the ball pretty good, Andrew Wiggins.
Finally.
Him and Cat.
Well, Cat's just trying to prove he's not soft.
Cat's trying to fight every night.
Trying.
But speaking back on Cat,
Nobody
I will
believes
give him his props. Cat, you could definitely talk Cat right now. If Minnesota just wins a couple games, can be in that MVP hunt. Okay, he's putting up numbers.
He's putting in numbers.
He's putting up numbers. But Andrew Wiggins finally coming that score that we thought he could be, doing multiple things on the offensive end.
It's about time. He's 10th right now in scoring with about 26.
And that's great, and that's where he should be at.
Right.
Where he's shooting for 3?
From 3-point, he's 35. But
So
from field goal range, he's 47, which is very good.
Very high.
His
Someone's big guy's numbers.
his efficiency's not great. It's 22.7. I mean, that's better than league average is 15.
Yeah.
So take it as that.
I think
He's still top 10 in scoring is finally what we want to see.
I think he's finally understanding that if he can become a 3-level scorer, as such as a Jimmy Butler in some type of way,
Right. I could see that game from him.
and be able to drive, pull up, jump shot, and consistently hit a 3 I take a 38%, 39% 3-point percentage for Andrew Wiggins.
Yep.
And with his athleticism still, for how young he is, to be able to consistently get to the basket and consistently go to the basket and not rely on a jump shot as much is going to help him. As long as he's shooting good from the free throw line, he'd be good. Defensively, he still has to bring that every night. I think that's part of the game.
He's not doing nearly enough.
Yeah.
He's only averaging 0.7 steals a game and 1.1 blocks. With his long arms, especially if he's on guards a lot, if he's switching on the guards, he should be stopping more.
Yeah, I think that's just pride right there. I think that's just him just not caring about playing defense right now.
And that's what he should excel at. That's what he needs to get.
And
done.
I thought from the start, if Andrew Wiggins can't be that scorer, he can definitely be that lockdown defender. Mm-hmm. But right now, he's proven to be that scorer, helping out Cat, being that 1-2 punch that everybody thought they would be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Cat's sitting at number 7 right now with about 27 a game.
And
on 51%.
And throughout the roster, you can tell them that game much help.
Right.
They're young. And I think if you would have got these two players with these two guys playing like that 2 years ago with Jimmy Butler, there would be a problem in the West.
You know what Cat's shooting from 3?
What's that?
He's 43%.
I tell you, Cat is bringing his level to another game. I think Cat should be in the top 3 centers in the league right now, behind Embiid and the Joker.
Okay, I just want to throw this name out there because I just noticed him on the list. Number 11, right behind Wiggins, is Brandon Ingram. I just saw that he's shooting 47% from 3.
Brandon
which blows my
Ingram
mind.
has been going off quietly down south in New Orleans.
I saw one game of love from him when he put up 40,
Yes.
but he's putting up 26.
And I'm kind of thinking Andrew Wiggins and Brandon Ingram are on the same page. Like, can you be a go-to guy in the NBA?
They need it.
You have the talent, you have the scoring, you have the abilities. Do you want it? That's the question. Can you
They always seem lackadaisical, kind of just go with the flow people.
And different between those, Brandon Ingram was put into a tough position, though. With a tough rookie year with not a good team. And then improving his second year and then getting LeBron, basically, who plays your position,
right.
It hurts.
What also hurt him is he looks exactly like KD.
And people compare.
People compare him to
not
KD. No.
People
If he shoots like that,
people need to start comparing Brandon Ingram to KD. Okay? Brandon Ingram's not putting up from 30.
There's no other KD.
No. So, Brandon Ingram game is, if you want to compare it to somebody, I mean, a mid-range kind of guy.
Get to the hole guy.
I mean,
he doesn't play through contact a lot. It's a lot
without the threes, like
slippery,
like a young Melo without the power, I can say, in the post,
and without that fadeaway.
Yeah, well, he has a nice fadeaway, but
not Melo fadeaway.
His pull-up jump shot is getting a lot better. Mm-hmm. His length is helping.
Melo's got better handles too.
And as long as he keeps defending and doing what he's doing, he's going to be.
He'll be in talks for most improved player. At the end.
For sure. For sure.
Him, Wiggins. I'd love to see those two up there, finally getting up there, taking that extra step. All right, that's everything we had for today.
That's it.
This is the Hustle Podcast. Thank you guys for listening for our NBA, NCAA talks. I'm your host, John Hope, and this is CJ Hester signing off.